objects raining down from the sky after a meteorite exploded above the Earth, causing a meteor shower.
Now, what we know from officials, according to officials and eyewitnesses, is that a series of explosions, possibly 5 to 6, took place when this meteor exploded in the air, raining down molten hot debris onto the ground. Now, this has caused widespread panic in at least 3 cities. Witnesses reported the walls of houses shaking, windows being blown out.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Asteroids! And yes, deep impact. It has happened. It has happened. NASA never saw it coming, or at least it didn't give us a heads up here. But we've had a meteor come crashing into the Earth just off the coast of Australia, there in the Coral Sea. It was a tremendous impact, shaking houses along the Coral Sea there. It affected people all along Queensland. They felt it all up and down the coast there. A tremendous impact. Hundreds of people were calling in. They seen the burning fire, the lamp, the light, the bright light, the explosion, if you will. But really, they felt the shaking. A lot of folks called in and felt like it was a major earthquake. And so this was and so here, folks, here we are. I'm telling you. And you guys know I've been sharing it with you. This is just the beginning of sorrows. And we're going to have more of these and more. And they're going to increase. And this is not even the big boys. This isn't the ones that NASA even marks down and tells you we have a near-Earth object going by. We're talking, 10 days ago, China told us there's a killer asteroid out there that's over a mile wide coming toward us. Wouldn't give us any dates, any times, didn't say how close it's going to come to the Earth or if it's going to hit the Earth. All I know is the White House made an announcement the day before saying an asteroid's going to hit the Earth. It's inevitable. And we also know that earlier this year, the White House opened what they call the Armageddon office and have to deal with incoming asteroids. As a matter of fact, NASA announced that they're sending up a probe in the year 2021. They're going to head it toward an asteroid that they know about that's way out there. They want this probe to come and pick up a boulder right off the surface of the asteroid and then right alongside the asteroid, hoping that the gravitational pull will barely nudge it a little so that by the time it gets here, it misses.
That's a meteor. I'd be dipped in shit if that ain't a meteor.
Well, it ain't a meteor.
Yeah, it is. It came out of the sky.
Well, I'm sure it did, but it ain't no meteor. It's a big old frozen chunk of shit.
What?
Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay, guys, we give you some more details on this deep impact. Asteroids! We've been telling you the last few days that the Chinese told us 10 days ago that there was a killer asteroid coming. And they don't know what to do. They told us the name of it even, 2009 ES. But they don't tell us when it's coming, where it's at, how close, will it hit us, nothing, okay? NASA acknowledges that asteroid exists. We just had a deep impact. Just hit Australia, just off the coast in the Coral Sea. Matter of fact, there's power outages. Homes were shaken. It registered on the Richter scale. People thought for sure it was a major earthquake. The light flashed, lit up the world, and hundreds of people calling in to the 911, calling into the emergency, calling in everywhere to the media. And we know that Russia's turned their missiles toward the sky. They want to blow the incoming asteroids, which are more and more all the time. This thing wasn't even on the screen. NASA didn't even have this one listed. Okay, guys, never a straight answer. You have to hear me. We have entered a galactical belt, and there's more and more meteors, asteroids that are on the way. And we're talking some big boys. What do you think the White House last week announced that a deep impact is inevitable? And earlier this year, they opened what they call the Armageddon office. And NASA is sending up a probe in the year 2021 to go way out there and find this huge asteroid in which they want to grab a boulder off of it and ride along beside it and hope that the gravitational pull will nudge it just a hair so that it doesn't hit us. All right, even though it's 100 years away, it doesn't matter. That's just one.
NASA is no stranger to pulling off the impossible, but this one is truly mind-blowing. They're sending a robotic spacecraft to catch up with a speeding asteroid and then bring pieces of that asteroid back to Earth. The name of the mission is a mouthful, so that's why NASA's going with OSIRIS-REx. The probe's target is an asteroid named Bennu, which is on NASA's watch list of potentially hazardous asteroids, meaning that there's a chance of it colliding with Earth. NASA says that the odds of that happening are about 1 in 2,500, and it wouldn't happen for more than 150 years. It will take 2 years for the OSIRIS-REx to catch up with Bennu. When it does, the probe won't land on the asteroid, but instead, it will study and observe Bennu from above for several months, taking pictures, mapping it, and monitoring its movement. In 2020 is when the real magic happens. That's when OSIRIS-REx will reach out its 11-foot-long robotic arm and make contact with the asteroid. NASA is hoping to collect about 2 ounces of these asteroid samples. By studying the return samples, NASA hopes to gain insight into the role asteroids played in bringing the building blocks of life to Earth.
Meteor ship!
We've got a situation developing that the Bible said would. All right, now get this. This meteor smashes into Australia. People are left terrified. They thought it was the coming apocalypse. What they don't know is it is. It really is. The space rock caused houses to shake, power outages. Locals spotted the meteor, which resulted in a huge flash of light that filled the night sky. The space rocks believed to have crashed off the coast, off the shore of Turkey Beach and Emerald in Queensland, Australia. The Higgins storm chasing, listen to this, people in the area said the impact, the deep impact, caused houses to tremble. Police are confirming they received hundreds of calls in what many thought was initially an earthquake. And so, look, Mike from around the world is going to be with me tomorrow. He's coming on live on our show. And we had him on 2 weeks ago, and he said, Paul, soon you're going to see tremendous auroras from the 5 waves of energy. You're going to see more and more meteors and impacts. You're going to see fire literally raining down from the sky is what's going to happen. We're going to get more and more and more of these meteors, these deep impacts. And you're not going to know they're coming. No. The ones you know about are the ones you're probably not worried about. It's the ones you don't know. NASA either doesn't see them coming or they're just not going to tell us. I think it's a little bit of both. I don't think they can catch up with them all. We've entered into a galactical plane. We've entered into a cosmic storm and the 5 waves of energy. And is it Planet X that's shaking the heavens? Because Jesus said it's going to happen. Go with me to Luke 21. Look at this. Look at this. Are you serious? Look at this. Luke 21. Jesus said these words about the end of time. Yes, he said, look, take heed, be not deceived. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and the time draweth near. Go ye not therefore after them. Everybody's going to know it's the end time, but don't go following these false Christ. But when ye shall hear of wars and commotions, be not terrified. For all these things must first come to pass, but the end is not by and by. All right? Because nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. All right, now wait a minute. Keep going, same chapter, Luke 21, go to verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity, the sea, the waves roaring, and men's hearts failing them for fear. Men's hearts failing them for fear. Now the Lord hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of love and power and a sound mind. But men's hearts are going to fail them for fear because they don't all have the Lord. And looking, why are they going to have fear? Men's hearts failing them for fear, for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. What else do you need? Okay? This is red letters. And then, here's the good news. Then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up, lift up your head, for your redemption is drawing nigh. Are you saved? Oh, it's going to get crazy. And I'm telling you, because I'm going to stay all over it. Not just the asteroids, meteorites, earthquakes, and tsunamis, sinkholes, and explosions, wars and rumors of wars. No. I'm going to stay on top of everything. The collapse of our culture, the sadness that's coming upon the land, Ebola, Zika. These are all the beginning of sorrows. Oh, and those FEMA camps, they left the light on. They left the light on. Are you saved? Jesus is the only way. Call on him.
Of course, there are many dangers that face mankind. From time to time, massive objects will impact on the Earth. Our surveillance of what's around us is not good enough. In Chelyabinsk, on the other side of the planet, crash, something that we never saw, impacted on the Earth. We are trying to ramp up the rate of detection of these possible impacting objects 100 times. On June the 30th, we are opening up the petition which we call 100X. It's already been signed by a number of top scientists around the world and astronauts. And we're asking the public to sign this petition, which will go to the governments of the world to try and get them to prioritize this as a project.
4 minutes to impact.